Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is. But basically, I told you this channel is built off controversy. So I'm going to continue that tradition of just giving you exactly what I feel I should give you. It's always going to be off the hip. I did have a video on Method Man, which you're probably watching it right now and upset at the fact that you consider me going at an icon. But, a spade is a spade, and I'm going to call it every time. But that's besides the point. This person right here was arrested because I see a lot of discrepancies in it. It's like I read a story on her and it says that she stabbed her kids to death and drowned them. But then I'm like, okay, you stabbed them. But then I read another story on her and it says she just drowned them. So like I'm a little bit skeptical about exactly what she did. Like as far as killing them, that's what she did do. And that's not the reason why I'm even bringing up this video. The whole reason I bring up this video is because this chick did an interview, I think, with Channel 5 and was asked questions. Basically, I guess she was in one of those Kern County facilities or whatever, but she was asked a few questions not even along the line, but she was asked, did she kill her kids? And she said, yeah. They asked her if she drowned her kids. She said, yeah. And I think they even asked her if she stabbed her kids to death, and I think she admitted yeah on that too. Now, regardless of what her reasoning is, you know what I mean? It was a heinous crime, and it's just one of those things that people like this should never go unpunished. Now, don't get me wrong. For somebody that's been in the street and has did a lot of things that may be considered terrible, and I can't really get on here and justify it and say, oh well, they were gang members, because at the end of the day, it's still people's somebody's child, somebody's husband, whatever. But those are the code of the streets. It's like if you participate in these activities, this is exactly what is either going to come back to you or eventually gonna get caught for doing something stupid. You know what I mean? All for a block that you don't even own. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we are a slave to that too. But this despicable human being right here was, it's like when you looked at the interview, it was like I couldn't really get it because you can't really, it's one of those things that you can't really, how should I say, you can't feel sorry for her. At the end of the day, she killed her kids, and for a lot of people that hold children, dearly, that's a no-no regardless of the situation. I don't care if your children are starving. If that's the case, then you take your kids and you give them up. That's the humane thing to do, instead of dragging them around in the streets or keeping them in a situation could be harmful to their upbringing and damage them even more. And don't get me wrong, even putting them in certain places can be detrimental to them, because for the simple fact there's a lot of things going on in these places. But this chick, what's her name, something Garillo or something like that. Hold on, I'm trying to find her name. You know what I mean? Like every time I do bring up the big picture, they all types of pop-ups. But it's understandable, if you're not gonna pay to subscribe to it, they're gonna bombard you with. But anyway, so this chick, look at the whole thing. What I didn't get is like this. He asked her why she killed her kids. She said that to keep them from being abused. I don't know whether that was mentally or physically abused, but she did all this to keep them from being abused. And if she could have her kids back, she would. But point case, they're dead, and they ain't never coming back. And regardless of whether she shows remorse, it's none there. If you look at this picture, look at her face. There's no remorse there at all. She don't care, because at the end of the day, when everything boils down, it's another vindictive move by a dirty female to keep her baby's father from gaining control of it. Because and this is not to put anything out or try to how should I say, to try to soften anything or take your mind and your thoughts away from exactly what took place. But there's a lot of situations where this happens, but people don't respond in the same manner. There's a lot of cases that there's dudes out there really doing what they have to, but in the end they lose, because you got females like this that got some sort of mental issue, don't feel like nobody else should have them besides her. And that's like that's not something new. It happens a lot, and there's a lot of people of her persuasion that think the same exact way, regardless of whether a dude's doing good or not. It's something in there that just feels like nobody else should have it but them. You know what I mean? And in this case, it cost her all three of her kids, and then cost her, it cost him, because obviously, if it was anything to her, she would have never took their lives. But these are the type of people you're dealing with nowadays. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know if people are just born stupid. I don't know what it is, but there's no way this chick can justify what she did. Now go to the story. I think it's like I said, it's on Channel 5 interview. She didn't Kern, and they asked her why she did. Like I said, she said that it was to keep her kids from getting abused. Now this is the whole reason why I felt like I needed to attack her socially. You know what I mean? If you felt, I don't know what she meant by, her kids were being abused, but if you felt like your kids were being abused by whoever, then why kill them? Why not just wait to this dude? And it's like, it sounds morbid, but it's true. If I knew my kids were being abused by somebody, and I was trying to prevent it from happening, and I was, caught up in litigation to where there's a possibility that I'm not gonna win. Either way, if I know my kids are being abused, I'm gonna go get that person. And that's what she could have did. Easy. It's just as simple as that. That's why her whole argument and how she tries to justify what she did makes absolutely no sense, because anybody with a semblance of humanity in them, and even, what I mean, would have known that this was the wrong thing to do, regardless of whether you're gonna lose your case. You go back to a lot of, welcome to our world, welcome to the man's world. You know what I mean? There's a lot of times that we do certain things and we lose, and regardless of what type of effort we put forth. Now, like I said, the reason I consider a despicable human being is because she killed their kids, and which is morbid in itself, because the a bond between a mother and her children is a lot different than a father, and that's not to downplay any father and how they feel about their kids, but it's just something a lot different. It's like they were in them for that many months. There's a I don't know, it's just something, and it's biological, you know what I mean? And I'm not here to argue the merits of it, but it's just true. It goes without saying, and a lot of us are constantly trying to play catch up, but it goes without saying. I just don't understand somebody like this, which I don't know her, could kill her own kids. Now, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys should. Like the whole thing with Gabriel. I refuse to watch the story on him, because I just not into that. It affects me in a weird way. So I choose to not partake in it. I know he's dead, and he died in a horrific manner, and the people that participate in it need to burn. And this person right here, like, she should suffer the same consequences as the other chick getting blasted. You know what I mean? And this is the moment that I will advocate violence. She don't need to walk around with her win. And if I was her, I would think about, it's just what it is. Like, you took the life of your kids and the potential of them growing up to be something that might have been great. You know what I mean? You just ruined it. So, with that being said, man, go check out this chick's story and come back and comment and tell me if this ain't just bull. You know what I mean? It's just bull. She was just one of those vindictive chicks that didn't want her kid's father to win. And regardless, and if it comes out in the end that he was abusive and physically, mentally, then you should have just went and did something to him and left your kids out of it. That's all I'm going to say on that. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I'm your boy Zod, and I'm not going to waste no more time on this trash bag individual. Hopefully she burns or somebody burns her. Either way, you'll find your place. And I'm out.